What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 19 of our Leipzig career mode, and today we sit on our finances. As you can see, 51.4 million. And at the moment, our squad is... it's pretty full. I mean, there's not much more you can say. We haven't bought any starters. We have Angelino. He's here permanently, and he is the new starter at left back. But we haven't bought any starters. And last episode, we had brought in a couple of players. We bought in Angelino permanently. Sorloth, here in real life, bought him in permanently. Kluivert, here in real life, another player bought in permanently. And then, of course, Wolf has come back. Lookman has come back. So 5 new players into the squad without, you know, paying for anybody who can, who's going to start. We have a Tal here who is going to fight with Klosterman, and then Kabak is in because Mukele was bought by PSG at the end. They bid 80 million. Couldn't turn that down. 50 million plus Kabak for Mukele. That is a really, really good swap, I think. Myself, at least. There may be a player I want to bring in, depending on how things go. We'll see if bids come in for Campbell, or, you know, anywhere else. So we're going to slowly go through. We're going to go on to Campbell and see. We're going to put him on the transfer list. It's not like anything crazy. If he doesn't leave, he doesn't leave. But he is 30, and eventually, somewhere along the line, he would have to end up leaving anyway. I don't want to move him on necessarily. Declined last year, of course. He's not a starter. If the money comes in, we will move him on. But there are a couple players in midfield you may look at here and think possibly bring them in. Some good players here, of course. Naby Keita at Liverpool would bring him back. Some players here that you could possibly move further back into midfield. Atarin is someone who, yeah, I guess is not in here. On the other, in our Wolves career mode, his contract's running out, but there are just a couple players we may look to bring in. A couple players perhaps not. Martin Odegaard, 85 overall. We'd have to pay a lot of money for him, but money would have to come in other places for that to happen. So it's tough. It's one of those windows, but we go day by day, you know, trying to figure out a couple of those things. Renato Sanchez, of course, would be a pretty decent option. We used him last year in our Atalanta career mode. He was excellent, though seems a little bit slower this year, and seems he's moved back a little bit in midfield for Lille. I don't watch him very often for Lille, to be honest, so I'm not so sure if he's moved back a bunch or not. We still have to do some of these things. Every time I want to do them, I move on into the next episode, or I don't have the time. But forward we go. We'll see if other bids come in. We will be doing the Super Cup today. We will be playing that against Bayern, regardless of what happens today. We will be playing that in the next episode. We will be starting our regular 4 games in an episode type of thing and going into the new season. So we shall see going forward, of course. But let's jump forward. Let's move forward. Of course, we have 2 weeks here of empty time, but we're going to see... oh, no way. Arsenal have hit Hwang Hee-chan's release clause. Okay, so let's go talk to Hwang Hee-chan. We don't want him going anywhere. Hwang Hee-chan had a really good year last year. What did he say there? Thanks for seeing me, boss. I'm sorry I have to be telling you this, but I don't see my future here. Oh, God. Atletico Madrid have bid 66 million for Sabitzer as well. That is so annoying. Hwang Hee-chan. What a year he had last year. And Arsenal hit the release clause and he comes and tells me that he wants to leave. Where does that leave the rest of us? I'm going to say it. What a terrible attitude. I'm going to be completely honest. I was going to go after and try and bring that back. But that he's come to me and said he wants to leave, and I don't think we can stand in that way. That's a little bit much for us. It's an absolute shame. What is this? Limer has had a transfer offer come in. £98 million for Limer. Whoa. Offers come in for Dani Olmo as well. Marco Reus. What is this going on here? 38 million in Marco Reus. That is a wild, but Dani Olmo will not be going anywhere. Limer. I'm going to delegate this. I want something wild for Limer. This is probably a lot, but we'll delegate that just to see. Barkowski loaned out. What does Hwang Hee-chan have to say now? What is going on here? Now he wants to know about his contract situation. I'm not going to answer that because I'm severely disappointed in Hwang Hee-chan. I can't believe his release clause was £25 million. What in the world is that? What in the world is that? An offer's coming for Kevin Campbell. $24 million from Wolves. We're going to delegate it a little bit. If he goes to Wolves in here, do we bring him into Leipzig in our Wolves career mode? Do we bring Kevin Campbell in? Should we? I'm so disappointed in this Hwang Hee-chan thing. And I'm not going to stand in the way. I don't want to... I would have attempted to if he hadn't come to me and said he had no future here and he wanted to leave. Unbelievable that's happened. A Limer agreement, £117 million. Hwang Hee-chan is gone. That is an absolute shame. £117 million for Limer would be quite nice, but I'm not going to move him on. He's 24, should be getting better. Unbelievable. That doesn't help me much, Hwang Hee-chan, who's left already. Unbelievable. So now, we are in the market for a striker. I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe it. That's our squad. I was looking for the transfers. I am stunned at that. I'm kind of annoyed at how that went down. 25 million's a low release clause, number one. And number two, he comes to me and says he doesn't see his future here. Alright, so what do we look at for striker? We have a couple here. Jovic is a pretty good option. Not the quickest or anything like that. Dembele also, though he's a lot faster. Morata, I'd put Morata. Jesus is one of those players I put on the list because it'd be realistic that I don't think he's the number one guy at Manchester City in the end. So I think him moving on would be one of those things. But Correa, Depay, they're a bit older. I think Luka Jovic is the most real option to me. Dembele's a realistic option as well. But we had Dembele last year in our Lyon career. That was the thing we did last time. So we're going to go after Luka Jovic. And as I said, this one seems pretty realistic to me. Not really getting the game time he would necessarily like at Real Madrid between... What is this? No. Let's go. 44 million they were looking for at the bottom end of that. I cannot believe Hwang Hee-chan there. I cannot believe it. I am still stunned by it. A little bit stunned. 47 million for Luka Jovic. I'm comfortable with that. They're comfortable with that. Let's negotiate this deal. We might have to bring in another midfielder as well, depending on what happens with that Kevin Campbell one. He wants to be important. That's fine. He's going to be the starter. Length of contract, 5 years. Get him into his prime at 28. Release clause, accept. He is on a lot of money. He only wants 83. That's fine. The club are going to have to pay out his goals tally, you would think, but that is fine. So, in midfield, we're going to have possibly another player come in. Do we bring Naby Keita back? He is Gonna wanna be a starter, I would think. Though he hasn't grown as much as I thought he would. Gamaris, another good player we had at Lyon. Excellent player. Zakaria is a really good player. Can play anywhere. That would... Zakaria or Souček? Souček's a good option as well. I want to play with him in this game. He's not the quickest, as you can see, but Zakaria might be the option. Then we can move Leimer forward in theory. But we may not also buy a starter. We may just end up buying a player who's just going to come off the bench and work his way into the team. Naby Keita strikes me as someone who can do that as well. Bring him back to the club. And agreements come in £31 million for Kevin Campbell. I'm going to let that one go through. Kevin, a really good player, but £31 million for a backup who's not getting any younger, and unfortunately for him is also not really first in line, so that's a good option. When you get to a point when you have players who sit on the bench and don't play as often, around their 30s, and they start to get a little bit older, start to decline a little bit, those are the players you should move on just to make them, you know, feel a little bit better, at least for that. I really want to play Adams more as well. Tyler Adams. It's going to be tough, but we're going to bring Kevin Campbell along with us here, as everyone's a little bit upset. We're going to bring Kluivert along. But let's jump into this. Super Cup. Leipzig, Bayern. Let's go. Coming forward are Bayern, as they look to get off to an early start. Of course, we beat them last year in the DFB Pokal final, though they beat us to the league, so we were relatively even last time, though head-to-head was when that final came, and you feel they would notice that a little bit more as that gets out to Eduard, and he takes that down nicely, and Eduard's racing into space, and so is Fekir, and Fekir's in on goal. Great finish. That's an excellent finish from Nabil Fekir. And he gets the season started off with a bang. 7.5 minutes gone. It's 1-0. And it's an excellent counter-attack. That's what we like. That's the type of football we like. Space, movement, pace. That's a really good finish as well. Near post, but got it around him still almost. Neuer wasn't getting out to that. An early start, 1-0. It's a nice step inside here. Oh, can't quite get a touch onto that. He's managed to continue to get by. It's 1-1. 11 minutes gone. And they've hit back really quickly. Lewandowski with the goal. Of course, won the Golden Boot again last year over Hwang Hee-chan, who finished second, though he missed 2 months. And he's just rolled inside there. It's that step back outside. He's almost stepped in front of me, but without the ball. Very strange movement. He's gotten it through, though. And it's 1-1 here. And Nkunku can get that out wide to Klosterman. And Klosterman can drag it forward here. And it's Fekir. And it's Fekir on it. Can he slip it inside? He can. And Nkunku with a good touch. Trying to get toward the byline. Steps inside. Finds Fekir again, who goes for goal. It's a good block. It's going to come to Fekir a second time. A bit of luck. We'll take it. 2-1, 21 minutes, and what a Super Cup we've got here to start the season off. It's Fekir's second of the day, and it's the second time we have taken the lead. It's a nice move inside. He has an attempt that's blocked away, but it just falls onto the floor here. It gets blocked back into Fekir's foot, and with the center back on the floor, Fekir just has to get this on target, really, from that far out. And he hammers it into the side netting. 2-1. Nkunku. You get that out wide. He can. Klosterman stretching the pitch. And he can get forward here. And he has a shot from a tight angle. It's a good save. And it's going to be cleared. Excellently done. Can we get that forward? Here's Nkunku. Slips it into a good spot in the overlap coming here. But it comes out to Eduard instead. And Eduard slips it in. Brilliant football. What a save. Are you kidding? That is an unbelievable save from Neuer. Oh, that should have been in the third goal. It wasn't. Excellent save. Fekir gets a really good ball out there to Sabitzer. Sabitzer plays it through. Here's Eduard. Back inside. Finds Leimer. And Leimer, can he find a good ball out there? He can. And it's Klosterman. Great save. That was such a good ball from Limer there to just find space and really, really, really dissect the back line. Excellently done. It's getting rather late here, and Bayern need a goal. They're not going to do anything giving it away like that. As Nkunku stretches into space, and Kluivert trying to peel off the back line here. And Kluivert's got a bit of pace, and Kluivert on his debut can score it and seal the Super Cup for Leipzig. 3-1 the score, and we're going to win the trophy. Kluivert on his debut, off the bench, grabs this goal that seals our win here. And there's where he is going to come in handy a little bit. We don't play with traditional wingers, but having that pace on the outside is definitely going to help us a little bit. He's definitely stretched the back line there, gets away from Pavard, and fires it into the back of the net. 88th minute, 3-1, and we are on our way. Limer's on it now, gets it out one more time to Nkunku. Can we get one more goal here? It's Klosterman, and he clips it into space. It's come back to him, he's hit it, and out of play it goes. And we have won the Super Cup to start the season. These cups that start the season, they're not cups you worry too much about if you lose, but when you win them, it feels pretty good. So we've won this one here. Gonna grab ourselves a little trophy. Klosterman is set to lift as Sabitzer went off and onto the bench. I don't know why he wouldn't come out and lift it anyway. I don't like that particularly, but we are going to lift the trophy here. A debut goal for Kluivert, which is excellent. And another win over Bayern, which is also excellent. We're going to beat them to the title this year. That's what we're going to fight for. And this is a pretty good looking trophy as well. The trophies are so much better this year. Very nicely done. Winners of the Super Cup. As we approach the new season and we get it off. We started off with a bang. Only the one shot for Bayern. It was the Lewandowski goal. But we will take it. 3-1 the final. And another trophy in the cabinet to go along with the DFB Pokal, which we also have. So, what is this? Monthly scouting update. Oh, these players are set to leave, so let's take a look. We'll just transferred. Yeah, nothing crazy, though. He seems pretty good. Oh, do we really go back to the top after confirming that guy? Yeah, so those players can go. I'm comfortable with them. An offer is coming for Dani Olmo for £93 million from Lazio. I would like Dani Olmo to stay as long as possible. Dani Olmo, a very bright young talent. And hopefully we can grow him into a world beater as well. So what we're going to do for the rest of this episode is move forward. Kevin Campbell has been sold. Next episode we'll be jumping back into the games. But this episode right now, we want to see if we can get one more signing across the line. We want to go ahead and try and go for another midfielder to help that Campbell situation. As a couple things have come in here. Interest inherent. An offer's come in for Klosterman from Everton. Klosterman will not be leaving. Haslenberg, I'm comfortable letting leave if some good bids come in. But other than that, probably not. So Kevin Campbell is left for 30 million. A good player, but one of those in-betweeners at the moment. So let's go to the transfer hub and see what kind of player we want to bring in. I've been thinking about it. And I want to bring in Naby Keita or Renato Sanchez. And now, I think we are going to go for Naby Keita. One, because former player. Two, we can afford him there. And Renato Sanchez is a really good player and stuff, but we used him last year. It's another player. I don't like to use too many of the same players over and over in career modes. Especially so close. We used him in our Atalanta one last year. And I've never used Naby Keita, really. So let's try and bring Naby Keita back to the club. We're going to just start the bidding at 40 million, see what they like. Alright. We probably overpaid a little bit. I was going to start at 35. But let's negotiate. Naby Keita coming in. Hopefully he doesn't want to be a crucial player, because I don't think he's going to be a crucial player. just yet, but let's see. We're going to go with important and see what they say. They're comfortable with that for Naby. 5-year deal. Can we get him on a 5-year? They're comfortable with it. Disregard release clause. What does he want wage-wise? 7 probably. And we'll go with a pretty large signing bonus. They want 77. That's fine. That's comfortable. We're comfortable with it. Excellent. A former player comes back. It's Naby Keita. And he's back at the club. And now he will take place of Campbell there. Let's get Naby Keita higher up the list. Bring him off for Invogo. And there he is. Naby Keita will be here instead of Kevin Campbell. It's all right. It's one of those things. Those things happen. Luka Jovic, of course, in at the club as well. And he will be a starter now. So we've gotten one new starter in this year, but depth heavy. And there are some players here who should eventually work their way into the starting lineup. I think Atal will eventually. Perhaps Naby Keita. And we shall see going forward. But we've got ourselves a good team now. An excellent, excellent team, to say the least. Very deep as well. We're going to have to get everybody fit, fired, you know, getting comfortable in the team. But I think this is a good place to end this episode with pretty much all of our business done, unless something crazy happens for the end of the window, guys. So next episode, we'll be jumping into the league season. We will have Hoffenheim, Bayer Leverkusen, Stuttgart, and then we will have Augsburg. There may be a cup game in there as well. We'll see. But for now, guys, that is going to be it. I hope you folks have enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. And peace.